Welcome to CEO Insights. I'm Marilyn de Guzman with INN. Following a well performing IPO last year, Lithium Universe wasted no time to execute on its strategy of establishing North America's next lithium processing hub. And here to talk about the company's progress to date is Lithium Universe CEO Alex Henley. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Marilyn. Thanks for having us.
Yes, great to have you. Just let's start our conversation with just sort of an overview of the company Lithium Universe and your value proposition.
Sure. Yeah, the company and it used to be called Mogul Games Group. Mogul acquired a suite of lithium projects across Australia and Canada and renamed the company to Lithium Universe. And we went through the recompliance process and came back onto the boards in about August. So since that time, we've bolstered the team substantially. We've bolstered the team both at the board level and executive management team with what we're calling the Lithium Dream Team, which is composed of Iggy Tan steering the ship as chairman. Iggy Tan started his time back in 1995, having commissioned the lithium carbonate plant for Greenbushes. After that, he moved on to spearhead Galaxy Resources and built the spodumene mine at Mount Cattlin, as well as the Jiangsu lithium carbonate plant in China. So Iggy, during his time at Galaxy, took that company from what was a $10 million market cap to about $2.5 billion at merger with Orocobre. So we've got a huge skill set in Iggy Tan, having done the vertical integration strategy before. We've also got Pat Scallon on the board. Pat ran Greenbushes as general manager for 25 years. So he's got a substantial amount of experience from exploration, mining, processing, and market contacts throughout the world. Also joining us on the board is Dr. Jingwan Liu. Jingwan is noted to be an international lithium downstream expert, whether it be lithium carbonate or lithium hydroxide. He's a go-to man to fix a lot of the problems that we're seeing around the globe in the major conglomerates. So we've got star-studded team. And we're focused in bringing Quebec into production.
Wait, so talk about that as you execute on your strategy to build this lithium hub in North America, basically. Can you talk about some of the challenges that you see facing the lithium market in North America today?
Yeah, definitely. The three main challenges that we see boils down to experience, lack of production, and I suppose a downstream solution which currently is not there. And so, talking through that a little bit more, there's in comparison to Western Australia, the Canadian lithium mining experience is very immature in comparison. So what we're actually finding is a lot of Australian expertise now making their way to North America, in particular Quebec and Ontario at the moment, to first explore and develop this new frontier. Now, that obviously presents a challenge, but also an opportunity for a company like us with substantial development and production experience. The second, I suppose, item is the lack of production. There's been, only really Sayona who've produced any spodumene or significant spodumene in Canada with their first shipment earlier this year offshore. So, there's a few big companies now. Allchem obviously with the James Bay deposit being upgraded to 109 million tons and environmental approvals. We see Critical Elements just the other day talking to spodumene production in 2026, and obviously Nemaska. They're now building their lithium hydroxide plant to support the Wabuchi mine that they own in James Bay as well. So we're seeing some big production plays coming online. But there's I suppose not enough to come online and experience to bolster these companies in the future. The third one, Marilyn, is a lack of I suppose lithium refineries in North America generally. They're all spodumene globally, or let's say 95%, is currently processed in China. Now we saw action from the government of Canada now last year, or 2022, I should say, when Cinnamine was a Chinese-owned company, was ordered to divest from a Canadian company called Power Metals Corp. Talking about national security. So what we're actually seeing is a push away from exporting spodumene and the Canadian government now pushing junior explorers and would-be producers to look at the refinery options and downstream solutions in North America. And that's a skill set which is very hard to come by, and a skill set that we have within Lithium Universe. So it's a there's many challenges, but what we see, Marilyn, is huge opportunity.
Right. So I guess as the market sort of watches to see, with this lithium race and, when companies start to come online with production, could you take us through your strategy in terms of achieving your goal of building that multi-purpose lithium processing hub?
Yeah, sure. Similarly, there's three different business units the company is currently progressing: exploration and project generation within Quebec and broader areas, and that's looking at obviously developing and getting access to a resource. And the second item is building out the concentrator. Now we see something similar to how the Western Australian lithium market first got off the ground, and what is fairly common within the gold industry globally is essentially a hub and spoke strategy, where you have a centralized concentrator and then multiple different, suppose run of mine or mines within a radius feeding that centralized and very high variability concentrator. So we've currently engaged a company called Primero. Primero don't need any introduction in the concentrating space. They're the best, and they've come on board to essentially provide us with the same design that Iggy built at Mount Catlin. It's a 1 million tonne per annum mining operation, which then leads on to a 4-stage crushing circuit, then on to a dense media separation, producing about just over 140 or just under 140,000 tonne per annum. So we're already getting started with that. We appointed Primero back in, I think it was about October. So they're 2 months in and have done substantial work, obviously being supported by the Lithium Dream Team. Now, the third step is the refinery. We have a substantial, again, skill set on the board, and we've engaged a company, we've engaged Hatch Engineering, who've come on to partner with us to essentially similarly grab the Jiangsu design that Iggy built in Jiangsu in China, and replicating that and making it suitable for the Quebec environment. So again, we're quite sort of far along that journey at the moment. Obviously, we've got the experience to support Hatch and provide the needed modifications to construction that we require. So that's the strategy and that's the solution that we have. And we're currently open to I suppose commencing all these at the same time. So rather than a sequential nature of first developing a resource, then going through the concentrator and refinery, what we see such a dire need for all three elements that we're progressing them simultaneously.
That's an interesting start. And I think, speaking of refinery, you've just announced a new option agreement to secure an industrial land for that planned refinery. Could you talk a bit more about the highlights of this option agreement and why it's an important milestone for your company?
Sure. Yeah. No. The obviously having the engineering and the business concept's one thing, and the next thing is obviously having somewhere to put it. So we had Hatch looking for the most optimal ground to put a refinery in Quebec. We looked at 4 main areas up near the Trans-Tyger, which is in the north of Quebec, close to a lot of the resources that have been discovered in the last probably 12 to 18 months. We also looked at Abitibi, or the Val d'Or region, which has a prolific gold region, and then also the Saguenay on the east side of Quebec, which has a developed industrial hub as well. The fourth option was the Montreal metropolitan area, and this clearly became evident as our focus area. We've got access to resources. We've got access to human resources. We've got obviously proximity to both Quebec and Montreal down the bottom there. So very fast we focused on Bécancour Industrial Park. It's host to Nemaska Lithium. They're building their lithium hydroxide plant there. We've also got POSCO with their cathode facility just across the road, and even just right next to them is also Ford Echo Pro. So there's cathode facilities, and this is what they're sort of coining now as Battery Valley. So it's a great area. We've got port facilities, we've got highway access, we've got rail access, and we've got all the, I suppose, required utilities as well, from natural gas to the very cheap hydroelectricity, which Quebec is known for. So the option agreement is we've secured that. We've been talking with Beck and Core, supported by Investment Quebec over the last couple of months, and yeah, we're happy to release that announcement to the market.
Right. So yeah, following up on that. So obviously we're at the beginning of the year. Could you talk about some of the next steps and what can the investor community expect from the company in 2024?
Yeah, sure. So from, I suppose, the three business units, they're going to progress, and we're going to have both an engineering study for the concentrator in 2024. We've given the mandate to Primero to have a DFS level engineering study by the end of 2024. So then we'll need to, obviously, in parallel with that, line up some partners we can talk to get access to resources. The third, obviously, the refinery. We've now got the ground. We'll do some preliminary geotechnical and civil engineering, and we'll be releasing again a DFS for that refinery in 2024. So it's going to be pretty sort of jam-packed, you could say, in terms of getting DFS engineering studies for both of these key pieces of business units for us. So that, obviously, we're always on the hunt for business opportunities, project generation opportunities, not only in North America but globally. So this is a company that has the experts and the experience to make anything happen, and that's what's really exciting.
Right. Exciting times ahead, and thank you, Alex, for sharing some updates on your company today.
Thank you, Marilyn.
And thanks everyone for watching. Join us again next time for another engaging conversation on CEO Insights. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates and interviews. See you next time.